Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Sheeran is ready to play some games. Hello everyone, and welcome to Giganato Gaming. I hope you enjoy the video. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Giganato Gaming here, and welcome back to another episode of Astraeos Season 4. Last we left off, what did we do? Oh yeah, we tamed a couple Suchomimuses. We tamed this alpha right here, which is about as large as the T-Rex and the Empyrosaurus. Maybe not quite as large as the Empyrosaurus, but still pretty big. And we got a normal Suchomimus. Both of which are really cool. This main one I called Sucho, because, you know, it just makes sense, Sucho. I still need a name for the Empyrosaurus. I don't know what to name you. Half of my teams I don't really know what to name. But you know what? I might name you. Actually, we might need you for today's episode. Donatella. You know, the female version of Donatello. You know? But yeah, we're going to be using Donatello here in today's video. Because today, we're going to be taming ourselves a Megistotherium. That thing we saw last episode, there's one right by the base. It's a max level. And we're going to tame it. So, how you basically tame it, you need something that has, like, natural armor. Like Donatello over here. And we use this guy to get his attention. And we need him, basically, he's going to try to break the armor. You know, pierce through the armor. And we just got to tank him until he's tamed. Seems simple enough, right? Donatello here has about 100,000 health now. Let's get you up to 3. Alright, so 100,000 health. I don't think we need to bring you up any higher. Now, keep in mind, Donatello's an alpha. Keep in mind. Also, I got this Alpha Doedicurus off camera. It was a 140. We finally have a Stone Gatherer anyway. And here's our imprinted Dino Krakuda. Looking cool as all hell. I'm going to try to get you to at least 50k health if I can. But yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to be doing in today's episode. We're going to see if we can go after that Megistotherium. Oh, that's the Tech Rex. Alright, but yeah, anyway, if you find yourself enjoying this video and want more content like this, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Let's see if we could get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. That would be super amazing. But with that, let's begin the episode. Wrong button. Alright, so Donatella, we're going to take you. We're also going to take the Meguana, because we need to get down there. So yeah, we basically have to tank this guy. We should be fine with the Drakeling on us. We should be fine. Alright, so it was right down here somewhere. There it is. That's it, 150. Now there are creatures in the area like this Rex here. Level 95. There's also a Cerato, a 145 Cerato. Now we just have to tank this guy. Alright, 5% tank. Alright, we just gotta tank him. I think there's like a 30-second cooldown between each armor piercing thing. Yeah, there's the timer right there. I think we just gotta wait 15 seconds before the next tank. Seems simple enough. Let me just make sure everyone's on passive. We got a level. Let's give you some more health. There we go. Yeah, there's like a 25-second cooldown between each. Alright, we just gotta tank him. I'll bring you guys back once he's closer to being tamed. And there we have it. Megistotherium has been tamed. Let's put you away. You're gonna came out perfect, 225. Alright, we'll look at your stats in a minute. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Meguana. Donatella, you did absolutely amazing. Alright. Let's bring this guy back home. We didn't have to travel very far to get back home. So I got an egg. I'm going to take that. There's a Hatzagopteryx near the base. Level of you. 140. Alright. We'll tame one of you at some point. I need a firearm to tame one of you, but we'll get there at some point. Imagine just lands in the base. I guess as long as everything's inside, we should be good. What keeps making that ching-ching noise? Let's go inside. And let's take a look at our Megistotherium stats. So, we've got 38 into health, 28 into stamina, oxygen, food, no one cares, 31 into weight, 48 into melee. 48 into melee is pretty decent. Wow, you are massive. Damn. Alright, Donatella. Let's bring you over here. And you're fully healed. Nice. That's the good thing about the Alpha Everything mod. Everything gets fully healed. Alright, we'll keep the Meguana out, just in case. Alright. Do we need a saddle to ride you? We do. Alright. How do you craft a Megistotherium saddle? By hand? Do you craft it in the smithy? Smithy. Alright, we need 380 hide, 200 fiber, and 50 metal ingots. Alright. Fair enough. And I think we have plenty of time to do something else. I was thinking we'd go out and tame a Pyroraptor after this. I'll get my elemental arrows out and my wooden cage, and we'll get that going. Alright, but first, let's take our Megistotherium out for a spin. We got plenty of stuff we can kill here. Alright, let's go. This guy can pierce through armor, which is pretty cool. Let's put the saddle onto you. You start with 8,600 health, which isn't bad. Yo, imagine an alpha version of this thing. Yo, yeah, we are massive. Wait, can I shoot off the back of you? No. Yo, we're huge. 641 damage already. That's awesome. Alright, so left click's the melee. Right click, we can grab stuff. Did we just... Hey, we have a Doedicurus in our mouth. Nice. And then we can rip this guy to shreds. 425 per. And of course you had to be a 140. That's awesome. C is the roar. What's that all about? Damn. That's pretty terrifying. And then hold C is the smell options. Smell? Sniffing. Search for a creature. Oh. It kind of acts like... It kind of acts like a gene scanner in a way. Wait. Can we like... Oh, search for a creature. Hold on. So say I wanted to search for a Tyrannosaurus. Could I do it? Not quite sure how that works. But we got other options, right? We could smell nearby creatures. Ah, hold on. I think we had to do that first. And then... Alright. Also, it picks up the smells of nearby creatures. We've got Dimorphodons, Doedicurus, Drakeling, Hyenodon. There's another Megistotherium and a Phiomia. Searching for creature smell. Not quite sure how this works. We got a rivalry buff. Can you not? I don't have time to deal with Drakelings right now. I don't know why you're bothering me, but whatever. Alright, let's take out this Rex and possibly this Bronto. Why are you still chasing me, Drakeling? I don't want to hurt you. I kind of wanted to tame you, but you know what? It's fine. I've got Drakelings at home. got all these different moves. We could do a slash, we could do a spin attack. That's pretty awesome. Of course, we had to pick a fight with a Womp 45. What's it called? There's a Womp 40 Spino. Interesting. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. We're actually pretty cool. Alright, while we still have time, let's see if we can tame ourselves a couple of Pyroraptors. I'm going to go into the desert. I know they spawn in the volcano area, but I think that's a little too dangerous. You know what? No, I think we're fine. I think we'll be fine. Let's go to the desert and see if we can find ourselves some Pyroraptors. I've seen a couple of 140s. I'd like to get a male and a female, and then get an imprinted version. That's what I'd like to do. Alright. We got the berries, we got the arrows. Wait, I almost forgot the trap. I almost forgot. Alright, let's head into the desert. Let's head into the desert, see if we can find any, Pyroraptors. And while we're there, there is a shiny Dino Krakuda. I'd love to see what that's all about. Yeah, I haven't really been keeping track of the shinies, but they are there. Alright. Where's the desert? Oh, I think it's behind there, yeah. We do have to pass the volcano island to get to it anyway. Pyroraptor. Alright, there's one right over here. That's just a regular raptor. Oh, there it is. I think I see it. It's all blue. That's kind of beautiful looking. What level is it? That's a 20. Oh, there's 3 of these things. Damn. What level are you? 100. Alright, we just killed 3 of them. Alright. Alright, let's see where the next one is. The next one is somewhere further down. 140 Pyroraptor. Okay, hey, listen, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. This guy real quick. Alright, we got the Pyroraptor after us. I think the thorny dragon gave up. We got a regular raptor. Oh, no, he gave up. Alright. I think he had a baby as well. No, you didn't. Alright. Now we need to set up the trap. Luckily, it's in a relatively flat area. So we can set up the trap maybe over here. And then we just gotta bait it into the trap. This should be good enough, right? I know Pyroraptors are a little bit stronger than Venoraptors, but we got them. Alright. Now, to get this guy's attention... There's a max level acro right there. I might keep you alive. I'm gonna try to keep you alive so I can tame you. Yeah, that's right. Come here. Alright, jump. There's, of course, a regular raptor. Alright, he's in. He's in. He's in. Alright. Now what we gotta do... Rage him. And then we do need to put the... Prime. Alright, we got Prime, right? Yep. Cool. I just gotta keep an eye on him. Elemental Supercharge. He'll be exhausted after a little bit, right? What? He's only got 10 points into melee. That's... or health, even. That's the worst I've ever seen. Alright, he's gonna get hungry again. I do plan on going after a Cryoraptor at some point. Alright, he's exhausted, and boom. There we have it. I'm not going to look at his stats. I'm not going to look at his stats. Can I, oh. I should probably... Alright, there we go. Alright, let me repair the trap, and then we'll see if we could find a female. There's like an all blue one. Yo, that is gorgeous. If you could be a high level... 90? You are a gorgeous acro. There's another max level acro here. Why couldn't this blue one be the max level? Why'd you have to be a poopy color? I guess beggars can't be choosers. There you are. What level are you? 145 female. I mean, male. with 23 points into health. Look, buddy, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You are a cool color, though. I'm not ready. Should we tame it just in case we run out? Just in case this is the last Pyroraptor? Yeah, we'll tame it. We'll tame it. It's got better health anyway. Hey, where are you going? Alright, I don't have any water. Alright, come on, buddy. Get in the trap. Alright, he's in. He's in. Alright, now switch over to the arrows. The crossbow. Shoot him once. Alright, I figured I'd tame this guy just because he's got better stats. Well, better health anyway. I don't know about better melee. Oh, he's exhausted. Alright. We fed him one. Here we go. 145 Pyroraptor has been tamed. We can repair this. And then we can finally see if we can go after a female. That's what I want, a female. Because we have 2 males already. Let's see if we can find another one. Alright, there's another Pyroraptor in the area. And there are no more Pyroraptors. I probably should have tamed that 95 female. Well, I just killed the last 2 Pyroraptors, so I guess the only thing we can really do now is just go home. Alright, well, we got some Pyroraptors anyway. Hopefully some more will spawn in over time. But yeah, we got our 2 Pyroraptors. I should have tamed that 95 when I had the chance. I'm glad I tamed that 145 male, because that guy has way better health. Alright, I will bring you guys back once we're at base. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And we're officially back at base. Let's land here. Alright, do you have anything in your inventory? You have a lot, actually. Do you have any pants in there? Nope. Alright, fine. Alright, I'll just see if I can grab some more clothes. Alright, we got our 2 Pyroraptors. Not exactly a female, not exactly a breeding pair, but we've got them anyway. Alright, and we're back, and I managed to get a saddle for the Pyroraptors. So let's take a look at our Pyroraptors, see what we got. Alright, so the first one had 10 points into health to begin with. Let's see what you had. 16 points into health. Yeah, that's terrible. 35 into stamina, oxygen, food, no one cares. 28 into weight, 31 into melee. Pretty decent melee. And this second one here, 32 into health, 32 into stamina, oxygen, food, no one cares. 27 into weight, 32 into melee. And you had 28 points into oil. What do you have? 30 points into oil. Well, this one's obviously better. It's more of a poopy color. I do like the one with the red. The red looks kind of fire flame. Shame you had terrible health. Alright, we'll take this guy out since you have better stats. Alright, we put you away, and then we'll take you somewhere safe so we can test you out. There we go. We got our Pyroraptor. Awesome. Awesome looking Pyroraptor. Alright. There's that 140 Drakeling. Yeah, 140. Alright, let's see what kind of damage we do. Alright, 54. Well, you're probably all gonna be alpha boosted due to the alpha. Alright, let's go over here. Yeah, C is the lunge. We have way more stamina than the Venoraptor did. Pretty cool, actually. Alright, let's attack this galley. Alright, left clicks the bite. We do 146. 146 with that. C's the dodge. Left click and... Or sorry, right click and left shift. Alright, that's supposed to be the lunge. Alright, so X is to empower. Let's get some stamina back before we do that. The red one's really cool looking, but it had terrible health. Damn. I mean, if we always find, like, a powerful female, we can always get the red one for the colors. If the female ends up being stronger than this male here... Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, so let's empower. We do 146 without the empower. With the empower, we do 168. Oh, we do like a fireball that does 225. Oh, that's awesome. Then we ran out of stamina. Yeah, this guy's pretty... Wait. We cook meat? No way, dude. This guy's awesome. Pyroraptors are awesome. I do love them. Now all we have to basically tame is the Cryoraptor, and that's all the elemental raptors tamed until the next update comes out, because I know the mod developers said they would make more elemental raptors. I think there's going to be like a plasma raptor, maybe a water raptor or something like that. I'm not sure. A lightning raptor? Don't really know. That's a 140 Rex. I don't know if I want to tame that, though. Do I want to tame? Alright, we don't have any stamina left. Alright, we got 27 levels. Let's go up into health. Let's get our health up to maybe 10k. Let's get our weight up to maybe 500. And then put 1 point into melee. I do want this guy to be relatively decent. Alright, let's put you away. Alright, so we did a lot today. We tamed a max level Megistotherium, and we tamed 2 high level Pyroraptors. They were both male, which does suck, which means we won't be able to breed them up. But you know what? They're good for show. They're good for show. Alright, let's put you here, and we'll put you here. Alright, we got the Alpha Meguana. Let's put the Meguana next to you. Alright, we got Suko. Obviously, we need to put Suko back where he was. Alright, Suko, you can go here. And then the Alpha Dina Krakuda, which we never ended up using. And let's... yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. We should probably see what the Drakeling has to offer. And probably kill that Alpha... that Alpha Kentro that's just sitting there. Alright, let's go out and kill that Alpha Kentro, and then see how far the, what's it called? That Drakeling drop is. And then maybe we'll grab it. See if we can finally get ourselves a firearm. Alright, we're doing 1,000 damage per hit. Alright, this is pretty cool. He's doing damage to us just by hitting him. But we got him. We got him in the end. We got one more level. What do we get from that? Pelagornis saddle, an Iguanodon saddle, a Parasaur saddle, Kentro spike. Some cool stuff. Nothing too crazy, but some cool stuff. Alright. End the episode off by getting a drop. Alright. Alright. Let's see what this has to offer, and then after that we'll end the episode. This has probably been a long episode. Probably about an hour and a half long, I would say. Well, it'll probably be about 20 to 30 minutes as you're seeing this, but... yeah, about an hour and a half for me. Don't spawn outside. Thank you. Alright, that was lucky. Alright, please be like a shotgun. You know what? An assault rifle? I might take that. And some rocket homing missiles. Let's take that. Alright. Let's head back home. Alright, and we're back at base for the final time today. We got our loot, which is a really good pike. Not as good as the one we have, but it's there. There we go. And while I do that, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.